Here we are on the Isle of Wight. I came across by ferry yesterday it's a 4-day break, but one of those is travelling out, one of those is travelling back, so I'll do a bit of cycling on those 2 days, but it's the 2 middle days where I'm going to sort of explore a bit more. So the route we're following is the Squirrel Trail, and that goes from Sandown to Newport, which is in the middle of the island and is like the administrative centre, I believe, and then from there onto Cowes, which is sort of the most famous in many ways place in the island. It's where the rich and the very enthusiastic about sailing go to break records. They call it a floating bridge. It's like a chain ferry that takes you from one side of the River Medina to the other, which is where the sort of port of Cowes is formed. So you have East Cowes and West Cowes. Most of sort of the shops and the touristy hotels and stuff are on the west, but if you are doing the circuit of the island, which is possible, you need to cross over there and then you follow. There are signs all the way around. I had thought about maybe cycling to see the Needles, but those are exactly the opposite side of the island to Ryde. Ryde is almost at the easternmost point. The Needles are at the westernmost, and what I've really realised in this short trip is that there's a lot of up and down in the Isle of Wight. Yeah, the pros about the Isle of Wight is you get a boat or a ferry over here, and it's an island, so you've got that sense of sort of being somewhere across some water. Another pro of the Isle of Wight: beaches. I mean, it is primarily a seaside resort as well as being an island, so there's some really nice beaches. It's a good place to come for your fish and chips, and it has that kind of rural feel to it. It's, you know, there are no motorways on the Isle of Wight. Pros on the Isle of Wight: if, like me, you like to camp and that's how you do your travelling, then there are lots of campsites dotted around the island, and I mean, for that matter, if you don't like camping, if you like a more traditional bed and breakfast or a proper hotel, there's lots of those as well. Pros: another group of cyclists who might really benefit from the Isle of Wight, it isn't my thing, but mountain bikers will find there's a very well marked set of bridleways, as well as a few sort of dedicated forest routes for mountain bikes as well. And as I've said before, it's a very uppy, downy, hilly kind of place. So if mountain biking's your thing, I would get the Ordnance Survey 1 in 25,000 map, the orange map, and have a look and see what you like the look of, because you probably have a really good time out here. Let's talk about the cons of the Isle of Wight. Con: that it's quite a busy island, so on even the quietest roads there's quite a bit of traffic. It depends what you're used to. I mean, obviously there are country lanes, but because there are no motorways and no dual carriageways to speak of, the traffic does just tend to use all the roads rather than sort of what I'm used to, which is where sort of cars and stuff tend to stick to the bigger roads, leaving the country lanes mostly quiet. It's not so much like that here. Con of the Isle of Wight. Secondary to it being busy with a lot of cars, there are a lot of people here, so although the cycle lanes I'd say aren't madly busy, I'd say 1 or 2 cycle lanes, there are bits of cycle lane that go along seafronts, proms, things like that, and you'll be familiar if you've ever cycled along a prom anywhere how hard it is to really get any kind of speed or concentration up because of people wandering along, not paying much attention, which is fair enough, you know, they're there to eat ice cream and have fun. And cyclists maybe have a slightly conflicting objective, but that's true, you know, of the Isle of Wight. It is a seaside resort essentially, with a bit of countryside in the middle. So if you're expecting, you know, not to run into those people, then you probably don't want to come here. The con of the Isle of Wight is that although it is an island and that's part of the charm and the beauty of it, it's not really that much of an island. I mean, you're sort of a stone's throw, literally a stone's throw almost, from Portsmouth. You can go onto Ryde Beach and look out, and there's Portsmouth just across the water, not very far at all. So that's how much of an island this really is. It's almost like a bit of Hampshire, but with a boat ride on it. So you spend £26 to get here, and what you get is a little bit like being in Hampshire. So maybe if cycling is your whole purpose, if that's all you want on holiday, my suggestion would be take a holiday in Hampshire. If you're looking to combine it with a bit of a seaside holiday with some fish and chips, maybe you want to take your kids to do some cycling, then there's places to do that, and it's a great place for kids. So yeah, it's kind of a place of two halves. So having dissed it, said the Isle of Wight's too much like Hampshire, I'd have to say, except for the red squirrels, and I did see one, so I'm surprised because I thought they were more timid than that. They are, because I haven't seen many, but I was surprised to see one at all, so I'm very glad.